New approach in DSS operations as released detainees receives compensation. Bandits abduct 30 villages in Zamfara community. Police killed 2 bandits in Zamfara during midnight clash. NDLEA wants programs against drug traffickers' tactics ahead of 2026 Hajj. Hello and welcome. This is Third Eye Africa TV. I am Juliet Onra. Here's the news. In a rare gesture of goodwill, the Department of State Services, DSS, has released 7 individuals previously detained over alleged link to banditry in Kwara State. The men, who had been in custody since June 21st, 2025, were freed after thorough investigations cleared them of any wrongdoing. The release marks another significant move by the DSS, shifting towards more transparent and accountable practices under its current leadership. Our correspondent, Kenechukwu Ojuyenim, reports that the development is being viewed as the positive step towards rebuilding peace and public trust in nations' intelligence and security services.
The 7 men, Sani Bello, Muhammad Sani, Abdullahi Babakomi, Adamu Ishaku, and others named Yusuf Hassan, Abubakar Usman, and Muhammad Sani Lawal, were all arrested on arrival from Mecca after being mistaken for suspected bandits. This came in at a time of rising insecurity in Kwara State. According to the men, their time in DSS custody was marked by humane treatment, from proper accommodation with electricity and water to medical care, contrary to common perceptions of detention conditions.
Alhamdulillah dai ana ba mu abinci, ana kula da mu, ana ba mu abinci duk rana so uku. Kuma akwai ruwa.
We give God the glory because we were not beaten and nothing happened to us. They only check on us on daily basis, but there wasn't any punishment meted on us by the DSS. They come to our place every day to question us, but we normally answer them well. We were happy because money was given to us. They give each one of us 1 million naira to take care of himself, to take care of ourselves. We thank God we escaped beating from the people we thought will be brutal. At the end, we thank the Director General for his kindness.
Speaking to newsmen, the counsel, Barrister Bashir Ahmed, said investigations cleared the suspects of wrongdoing, leading to their release and compensation of 1 million naira each from the DSS Director General, Mr. Oluwatosin Ajayi. He described the gesture as a new standard of transparency and accountability in the agency's operations. The released men expressed gratitude to the DSS, urging Nigerians to trust the service's renewed commitment to justice and professionalism. It will be recalled that the DSS Director General recently ordered the release of 2 journalists wrongly arrested by operatives in Jos, Plateau State. From Third Eye Africa Television, Kenechukwu Ojuyenim.
Armed bandits have abducted at least 30 people during an attack in Zugu District, Bukuyum local government area of Zamfara State. According to the report, a large group of bandits invaded the community, firing sporadically to scare residents before abducting 30 villagers. The report said the attackers reportedly fled with the victims to an unknown location. Following the attack, security forces have intensified search and rescue operations to track down the criminal and secure the release of those kidnapped. And now let's take another story. Meanwhile, 2 armed bandits have been killed in a midnight gun battle with security operatives in Madar District, Gusau local government area of Zamfara State. The operations followed credible intelligence about a planned attack by bandits on villagers in the Madar area. The report said a joint team of police, tactical operatives, community protection guards, and local hunters laid an ambush for the bandits at the Figin Mahe village along their suspected route. It explained that 3 armed bandits approached the area but were engaged in a fierce exchange of gunfire by the security team. 2 of the suspects were killed on the spot, while 1 managed to escape with gunshot injuries. The Zamfara State Police Command confirmed the incident, saying efforts were ongoing to track down the fleeing suspect and ensure that peace is maintained in the area. And still in security matters, gunmen suspected to be kidnappers have raided Zibei community neighboring Dede town in the Federal Capital Territory, but located in Tafa local government area of Niger State. The attackers were said to have abducted a businessman, Muhammad Shaibu, along with his two daughters, a 200-level university student, and her younger sister. He said the police outpost in the area has only a few personnel and effort to get a response from the Day division did not yield any result as according to him. They always insist that they are under the FCT command while the area falls within Niger State. The state of security in the FCT in recent times has been a source of concern to residents who spoke with Third Eye Africa TV.
I think I would say strengthening the security system, strengthening the security system. Right now, more police are now deployed to streets, but this same police that they are being deployed, they are not doing what they are supposed to do. What they do instead is harass youths. They harass youths. They are harassing young people. Once they see you going, they harass you over your phone, checking your phone, searching. But this isn't what we are expecting from this security system. We're expecting that they curb this armed robbery and all this thing. But what they are doing instead is they are going around harassing young people, harassing youths, taking money from them, and that's what's going on. So they should find a way to, I'm not sure what the right word is, but to have this this security system do what they are supposed to.
It all comes down to government policy. We can actually relate most of these crimes to lack of job opportunity, because to be honest, people are losing jobs. And I feel one way the government can do this is basically encourage industrialization and small market businesses among the youths.
Harsh economy is taking a toll on them. So to combat crime, you need to address economic issues, issue of unemployment, issue of trade and investment, issue of empowerment. The youth should be empowered so that they will be dissuaded from crime and criminality.
And let's take a story from Kogi State. Kogi State security operatives have rescued 8 passengers who were kidnapped by gunmen along the Okene-Auchi highway. Reports said the incident occurred when about 15 armed men dressed in military camouflage attacked a Toyota Hiace bus, which was heading to Benin, Edo State, from Abuja, with 11 passengers on board. During the attack, one female passenger identified was shot in the left shoulder, while others were taken into the bush by the assailant. Following a distress call, the divisional police officer in Okene mobilized his men, including the police mobile force and local vigilantes, who pursued the attackers and engaged them in a gun battle. 8 passengers were rescued on foot after the exchange, while the kidnappers fled with 2 others. The injured victim was taken to a hospital in Okene for treatment. Police operatives said manhunt and bush-combing operations are ongoing to rescue the remaining victims and arrest the suspect. The Nigerian police force has successfully passed out 10,000 newly trained constables following the completion of their intensive training across various police colleges and training institutions across the country. The passing out parade, which took place simultaneously across all designated training institutions, marks a significant step in the force's ongoing effort to strengthen its manpower base and enhance operational capacity in line with global policing standards. This was contained in a statement signed by the Force Public Relations Officer Benjamin Hundeyin, addressing the new recruit Inspector General of Police. Kayode Egbetokun commended their commitment and perseverance through the rigorous training process. He further charged them to carry with them the values of honor, diligence, and patriotism that have been instilled during their course of instructions. During their training, the recruits were exposed to modern policing standards, ethical values, and practical field operations designed to prepare them for the complex realities of 21st century law enforcement. And still in the police, the Sokoto State Police Command has marked the annual Customer Service Week with a stakeholder engagement session reaffirming its commitment to community-oriented policing and service excellence. The event held at the command officer mess brought together a broad cross-section of civil society to foster dialogue and police community relations. The session served as a vital platform for open and constructive discussions on the conduct of police services within the state. The command leadership outlined its ongoing efforts to ensure the safety and security of all citizens, emphasizing a service-first approach to policing. In attendance were key leaders and representatives from various sectors, including the Nigerian Union of Journalists, the National Union of Road Transport Workers, esteemed traditional leaders, and the members of the Police Community Relations Committee. A central part of the dialogue involved receiving direct feedback from the stakeholders. Participants provided valuable insights and suggestions on practical ways to enhance policing effectiveness, improve response times, and strengthen collaborative effort in crime prevention. The stakeholders also took the opportunity to acknowledge and commend the wonderful work being done by the officers and men of the command in maintaining peace and keeping the state safe. The Commissioner of Police Sokoto State, Ahmed Musa, said the feedback garnered is invaluable and will be critically reviewed and integrated into operational strategies to better serve the good of Sokoto State. The Ogun State Command of National Drug Law Enforcement Agency, NDLEA, has warned intending programs to be cautious of strategies being used by drug traffickers to conceal illicit substance in their luggage. The state commander, Tijani Rabe, gave the warning while receiving the executive secretary of the Ogun State Muslim Programs Welfare Board, Ajibola Taiwo, and his management team at the NDLEA headquarters in Abeokuta. Rabi reaffirmed the agency's commitment to sustaining collaboration with the Programs Board to educate intending programs on the dangers of drug trafficking. He further emphasized the importance of sensitizing travelers on the tactics employed by traffickers and pledged to involve the board in NDLEA's awareness program to expose new smuggling methods. Earlier, the board secretary commended NDLEA for its continued support in enlightening programs over the years. He said preparation for the 2026 Hajj were already underway and called on the agency to maintain its active role in educating travelers before the exercise. Stay tuned with us. We'll be right back after this break with more updates in Business World. Welcome back. You're still watching Third Eye Africa TV. Let's dive into the business world. Nigeria's economy recorded a 3.9% growth in the first half of 2025, reflecting the positive impact of ongoing fiscal and monetary reforms, according to the Nigeria Development Update released on Wednesday by the World Bank. The multilateral institution, however, cautioned that the gains from the reforms of the Tinubu administration were yet to translate into significant improvement in living standards for millions of Nigerians still grappling with poverty, food insecurity, and high inflation. The report released on Wednesday, titled From Policy to People, Bringing the Reform Gains Home, commended the Nigerian government for taking bold measures to stabilize the economy through exchange rate unification, fuel subsidy removal, and tighter monetary policies. It, however, emphasized the urgent need to shift focus from macroeconomic stabilization to improving household welfare and social outcomes. According to the NDU, the 3.9% growth in the first half of 2025 represented a rise from 3.5% recorded in the same period of 2024. The World Bank attributed this expansion to strong performance in the service and non-oil sectors, as well as modest gain in oil production and agriculture. It also noted that Nigeria's external position had improved considerably, with foreign reserves surpassing $42 billion and the current account surplus rising to 6.1% of the GDP. buoyed by higher non-oil export and reduced oil import. On the fiscal front, the World Bank reported that the federal deficit was projected to remain steady at 2.6% of GDP in 2025, despite lower oil prices. More notably, public debt is forecast to decline for the first time in over a decade from 42.9% to 39.8% of GDP, reflecting improved fiscal discipline and revenue mobilization efforts. And still in business, Nigeria's pension asset under the management of Pension Fund Administration (PFA) and supervision of the National Pension Commission has grown by 97.88 billion naira between July and August 2025, reaching 25.895 trillion naira, or about 0.38% month on month. The total net asset value of pension funds stood at 25.895 trillion naira in August, up modestly from 25.797 trillion naira recorded in July, with pension sector demonstrating both resilience and strategic process. Moving on to regional matter, Cameroon's 92-year-old president Paul Biya appeared at his first campaign rally for the upcoming election, in which the world's oldest head of state is seeking his 8th term. Addressing a crowd of supporters at a stadium in the far north town of Murau, Biya promised to step up security in the region plagued by extremist attacks, curb youth unemployment, and improve road infrastructure and social amenities if he is re-elected in Sunday's vote. The Far North region is one of Cameroon's poorest areas. It has been plagued by attacks and kidnapping for ransom by the extremist group Boko Haram. It also accounts for nearly 20% of the country's 8.2 million eligible voters and 2 of the 9 opposition candidates in the elections. Biya's former allies Bello Boba Migari and Issa Taichiroma Bekari command a strong following in the far north. The outing was Biya's first in a campaign from which he has been noticeably absent, and he only recently returned from a week-long stay in Switzerland. No official reason for his stay abroad has been given, but Biya has regularly traveled to Europe for private stays and medical treatment in recent years. Ethiopia has accused Eritrea of preparing to wage war against it in collision with an opposition grouping in the latest sign of escalating tension between the two neighbors over control of the Red Sea. Ethiopia's accusation is contained in a letter sent by its foreign minister Gideon Timotheos to UN Chief Antonio Guterres, warning that the collision had become more evident over the past few months. Eritrea has not yet commented on the letter, but its relationship with Ethiopia has become increasingly strained in recent months. Ethiopia has been rallying support to regain access to the Red Sea, causing alarm in Eritrea as it took control of the coastline at independence in 1993. If Gideon's allegations are true, it means that Eritrea is waging a proxy war against Ethiopian Prime Minister Abiy Ahmed's government to prevent it from launching a military incursion into Eritrea to seize ports along the Red Sea. Ethiopia and Eritrea fought for control of the border town of Bami from 1998 to 2000, causing the death of tens of thousands of people. And now let's take a story from Burkina Faso. Burkina Faso's military government says it has arrested 8 members of a Dutch-based humanitarian organization, accusing them of spying and treason. There are 3 Europeans, a Malian and 4 Burkina, among them the NGO's country director and deputy. The organization said they were detained some time ago, but it was not previously reported. Security Minister Mahmoud Sana said the NGO had collected and passed on sensitive security information that could be detrimental to national security and the interest of Burkina Faso to foreign powers. The International NGO Safety Organization, which provides safety information to aid workers, has denied the allegations. Anthony Neal, a representative of the NGO, said its Burkina Faso country director had been detained since July when the organization was suspended. The 7 others were arrested later. We'll take a short break. We have a recap of our major stories. Stay with us. New approach in DSS operations has released detainees receive compensation. Bandits abduct 30 villagers in Zamfara community. Police killed 2 bandits in Zamfara during midnight clash. NDLEA warns pilgrims against drug traffickers' tactics ahead of 2026 Hajj. With that brings us to the end of the news at this hour. Thank you for staying with us here on Third Eye Africa TV. Remember, stay informed, stay safe. I am Juliet Onra.